Death, violence, shortage of medicines, shortage of basic materials to survive. This is the daily life of 1.5 million Palestinians living in Gaza since Israel intensified its blockade in June 2007 when Hamas took over this small piece of land.
It's the disaster of the modern history, what is happening there. House demolitions every day. Every night there is much killing of civilians, targeting of houses, F-16s bombing houses. People are starving because they don't have enough food or water or electricity, and they don't have the basic needs.
Mohammed Omer was born and raised in Gaza. From the age of 17, he has been fighting to grab the world's attention on the situation there. His weapons, words and pictures.
And this moment when I take this photo, she's watching her house being demolished.
This was something that I always wanted to do, is to make awareness of the injustice that is happening around me. I always believed that the best way to fight this injustice is by the word and not by the weapons and the bullets.
And I said to him, Abdullah, what is your dream? He just, yesterday he had a house, today he had no house. And I said, what's your dream? He said to me, well, to drink a glass of mango juice.
As a child, Mohammed never dreamt of being a reporter.
Life has forced me to be a journalist in the Gaza Strip. I wanted always to be a successful translator working for international organizations.
But for him, violence or inaction was never an option.
That all have made inside me as a person and as a human being in the first place the motivation to get the message out. And for me as a journalist, information sharing about the injustice wherever it happens in the world is very essential to solve parts of the conflict and to make the people understand what is going on. Then they will react, they will call their senators and protest against this and say this is not acceptable.
Today, Mohammed is 25. He has become the youngest reporter to have won the Martha Gellhorn Prize for journalism. But the award-winning journalist also has a tragic story. He lost his brother.
He was killed by 7 M16 bullets. One in the head, in the neck, in the chest, and the rest of his body. He has nothing to do with army, nothing to do with politics. Someone who's 17 years old, going to his school.
He lost
When
his
I got
house.
home, I found the house of 2 floors is not existing anymore, completely destroyed.
In 2008, Mohammed was beaten by Israeli soldiers on his way back from an award-winning ceremony. He says he was also stripped to his underwear and humiliated. Hospitalized in Gaza, he sustained several broken ribs and various bodily contusions. Today, he is still recovering from his injuries. He cannot go back on the battlefield yet, but he hasn't given up.
I'm hoping to go back to the Netherlands to continue my medical treatment, and after that, hopefully that I can continue my work from the Gaza Strip.
And in the meantime, the voice of the voiceless, as the press calls him, is now traveling across the US to continue his fight.
Gaza is not in the news anymore. It was during the Gaza war, but not anymore. You don't hear Gaza. And for the Americans, if you don't hear Gaza, then Gaza is living more than perfect. That's not true.
Through his speaking tour, Mohammed Omer is trying to
educate the American audience. And here I'm saying those who are not necessarily involved with politics. I'm hoping to reach out as much people as possible and to share my experience as a journalist from the Gaza Strip and to get the message out, because there is a need to build the bridges of understanding between nations and not to make walls that divides them and walls that makes segregation between the Gaza Strip and the world. I wanted to create this bridge of understanding where Americans understand actually what is happening on the ground for the Gazans.
I'm Aurora Joshi, reporting for Boston University.
attacking the northern part of the Gaza Strip, Beit Hanun.